Are the clothes you're wearing today a reflection of you, your personality, your likes and dislikes, or are they a reflection of the economy around you? Maybe today you decided to wear a longer skirt because you feel your personal style has matured and you now prefer a more modest, put-together look. Or maybe your choice in skirt wasn't based on your taste, but by inflation, the cost of rent, the global economy. Fashion has always been a powerful form of self-expression, but it's also a response and a reflection. When times are hard, we tend to dress more cautiously, seeking comfort, practicality, and longevity. When times are good, fashion becomes bolder, brighter, and more experimental. Think of COVID-19, when we were all stuck at home. Our style adapted to comfort. The recent resurgence of modest fashion and versatile basics isn't a mere coincidence. It's a response to economic pressures, where consumers are prioritizing longevity and value over fleeting trends. There are several indicators of an oncoming recession, the most known being the hemline index and the lipstick effect. The hemline index is a theory from the 1920s by economist George Taylor. It suggests that skirt lengths rise and fall with economic times. During economic booms, hemlines lift, and in economic downturns, the opposite happens. When the economy is good, people can afford to be more daring and confident. They feel more liberated and go out more. The lipstick effect is a phenomenon that shows that during tough economic times, sales of more affordable luxuries increase. It's a small indulgence that offers comfort when larger expenditures are out of reach. Other measures include the rise of corporate wear, a more minimal style, and the popularity of accessories. High-end fashion is a sign of luxury and wealth, but when their clothes become unaffordable, the easiest and most cost-effective way to wear a high-end logo is on a bag that can be worn every day with every outfit. It's not only fashionable, but practical. In this talk, I want to show how these theories can be seen in the fashion of the last century, starting with 1920. The Roaring Twenties, known for the embrace of new freedoms after World War I, the rise of jazz music and the rise of hemlines. The 1920s was all about letting go. So dresses were loose with a drop waist and hemlines ending just below the knee. To us, that seems quite long, but back then, it was scandalous. The most famous dress from this period of time was the flapper dress. It was loose and comfortable, perfect for dancing, and it made no effort to accentuate any part of a woman's body, unlike styles from the decades before. Then came the shift dress, which got rid of the waistline altogether, creating a very relaxed silhouette, really reflecting the state of the economy. These dresses came in luxurious fabrics like satin and velvet and had embellishments like gems and fringe. But then came the stock market crash of 1929 and the start of the Great Depression. A decade of mass unemployment and increased poverty meant that style and luxury was no longer of any importance, and instead, clothes that lasted are what mattered. Designers made an effort to use cheaper, more synthetic fabrics and materials, and innovations such as the zip allowed manufacturing of garments to be cheaper and quicker. Despite this, people could still not afford to buy new clothes, so more simple designs that could be easily sewn at home grew in popularity. The clothing of this time still had interesting shapes, like a cinched waist, or a pleated skirt, or a pop of colour, but they were most importantly functional. Accessories became the fashion statement. Gloves were a big part of 1930s fashion, not only in the daytime for practicality, but at night when paired with an evening gown. Matching sets of hats, gloves, scarves, shoes, and even bags grew in popularity. This way, people could still wear their cheaper, more simple outfits, but still be stylish. Once World War II started, everything had to be rationed, including clothes, so hemlines lifted to above the knee. Around this time, women also started working in factories, and as a result, wearing trousers. Brown and green dyes that were strictly reserved for military use, so the women at home started wearing red. Men's suits that were sat unused at home got remade into smart outfits, and the classic style of a simple blouse with a tailored suit was born. The post-World War II boom started in 1945 and lasted until 1973. Christian Dior's show in 1947 marks the comeback of high-end fashion. After the tailored, more masculine suits of the war, femininity was cherished. So, Dior's dresses gave a look of softness with full skirts, fitted bodices, and low-cut necklines. This style then translated into day dresses, with sundresses and petticoats becoming the statement look of the 50s. This is an anomaly to the hemline index because during economic booms we usually see shorter hemlines. This specific one saw longer skirts because finally people could stop rationing their clothes and they wanted to go full out. The 1960s was a big decade for fashion innovation. The economy was flourishing. Unemployment rates were low, salaries were high, and the GDP was increasing. To reflect this, a more casual style came into trend. Miniskirts and trousers came into style, and following the hemline index, trousers came in shorter styles like capris and shorts. Miniskirts offered women the freedom that they lost when the war ended and men took back their jobs. More eclectic styles like geometric patterns and bold colours reflected the liberty that women craved for. This style then led to the hippie movement. Another classic hippie outfit is a loose blouse with flared jeans. Another shift occurred in 1974. Around the same time, the post-war boom came to an end and the recession caused by the oil crisis began. The flowy silhouettes of the 60s were swapped out for more fitted t-shirts and blouses. The casual look wasn't entirely scrapped for a more conservative look. However, the style became more structured. There was an increase of denim, a heavyweight and durable fabric. The 70s look was minimal, a common theme seen in recession fashion, with statement accessories such as boots, trainers, and a leather bag. It became more common for women to work by the mid-70s, so the jersey wrap dress rose in traction. It was both stylish and practical as it could be worn to the work and then to the nightclub afterwards, as disco fashion was also rising in popularity. By the 80s, fashion was all about making a statement. Bold colours and big shoulders. This was the era of the power suit. It wasn't just about looking strong, it was about looking powerful, especially for the women who were entering the workplace in huge numbers. People wanted to show that they were in control, capable, and ready to climb the corporate ladder. By the 90s, things had calmed down a bit. The economy was more stable, and fashion soon followed. Everyone wanted to look minimal. Now it was all about clean lines, neutral colours, and simple outfits. Minimalism was cool. At the same time, logos became a big deal. Designers realized that people wanted to show off their status, not just through what they were wearing, but who they were wearing. By the early 2000s, fashion became faster and cheaper. Fast fashion exploded, and shops like Zara and H&M were copying runway looks within weeks. People were buying more clothes than ever before, and it felt like the good times would never end. But then came the 2008 financial crisis, the biggest economic crash since the Great Depression. Suddenly, people lost their homes, their jobs, and their security. Out went flashy trends, and in came quiet luxury. And people, just like that, fashion shifted again. People wanted timeless pieces that looked expensive without shouting about it. This is also when office wear came back into style and power dressing returned. But this time, it wasn't just about success, it was about practicality, because when work outfits can double as dinner outfits, it's saving money. It's efficient, it's smart, and it's fashion reacting once again to what's happening in the world. Fashion isn't just about what we put on our body. It tells a story of our struggles and our successes. Thank you.